Serving as the mainstay of the chapter's battle line, Intercessors are tough, flexible, highly skilled, and capable of laying down withering hails of fire. Bolt rifles booming, Intercessors are equally effective, whether advancing to seize vital strategic positions from the foe or digging in to hold ground already claimed. Hello there and welcome to this video all about painting Intercessors. We'll be painting our model today in the colours of the Blood Angels chapter, so let's waste no time and jump straight into it. The paints we're using are on screen now. These are the colours of the Blood Angels Space Marine chapter. They have striking red armour, black trim and glowing green eye lenses that really stand out. And here's also a list of all the additional tools and extra equipment that we'll be using. Before we get started, our mini first needs an undercoat. We're using Mechanicus Standard Grey for our Intercessor today. Awesome, let's get started with some base coats. Let's start with all the armour using the aptly named Mephiston Red. You'll need a few layers of this, and whilst there's no need to be neat, as this is our first base coat, being tidy here will better allow you to see the other areas that we need to paint later. With that done, let's move on. Next, let's use Abaddon Black to base coat all the black areas across our Intercessor. So that's the weapon casing, the undersuit, the aquila, the trim, the knee pad, and also the eye lenses too. We don't have to be super neat around the areas that we haven't painted yet, just be careful around all the red armour. Next, time for our first metallic. So next up, let's pick out all the silver details across the model using Leadbelcher. So this is mainly just some areas on the bolt rifle and also the combat knife, but there's also a few small details on the helmet and belt too. And then it's onto all the gold details using Retributor Armour. So that's just any small accessories on the belt, some details on the combat knife, and the aquila on the side of the bolt rifle. We're nearly finished with our base coats now. All that's left is any purity seals that may be dotted around the model. Firstly, let's pick out the wax using Screamer Pink, and then we can pick out the parchment using Ushabti Bone. This is quite a thin paint, so you may need an extra layer or two than normal. But with that done, our Blood Angels Intercessor is now fully base coated and ready for some shading. Let's start using Nuln Oil to recess shade the red armour and then all over shade the silver and the Screamer Pink details too. The recess shade will take a little time, but it'll be well worth the effort. Once you're happy with the Nuln Oil, all that's left to shade is the gold and the parchment using Gore-Grunta Fur mixed with a small amount of Lahmian Medium to make it a little more subtle. This is a great paint for shading gold as it provides lots of warmth and definition. With that done, that's our Blood Angels Intercessor fully shaded. He's looking great so far, but before we move on to any highlights, let's quickly finish up the remaining details like the eye lenses. Let's start by base coating each lens using Caliban Gren. Now we don't want this to totally cover the black that we've added, but almost sit within it. With that done, now let's add a small amount of Warpstone Glow towards the middle of the helmet in each eye lens like so. Don't worry if it's not super neat, we can always go back to Abaddon Black to neaten up once we're done. And to finish off the effect, let's add a small amount of Moot Green as an edge highlight to the bottom of the lenses. And then a tiny dot of Corax White in each corner like so. With that done, our Blood Angels Intercessor is complete. Feel free to skip straight to basing and you'll be ready for the gaming table. But if you'd like to take it up a notch, stick around for some highlights. Let's start by highlighting the main section of the model, the red armour, firstly using Wild Rider Red on all the edges. And with that done, just on the corners and most raised edges, let's add a small amount of Fire Dragon Bright to really sell the effect. For the metallic details across the model, so that's the gold and the silver, let's highlight them using Stormhost Silver. There's loads of different ways to highlight black, but today we're using Dawnstone, and that's to highlight all the different black details across the entire model. And then finally, let's finish up by highlighting the Purity Seal wax using Pink Horror. And there we are, all that's left now is to base your model to match the rest of your Blood Angels army. I'm using Armageddon Dust texture paint, shading it with Seraphim Sepia, dry brushing it with Screaming Skull, and then painting the base rim using Steel Legion Drab. Add all the transfers that you fancy adding, and blammo. With that done, our Blood Angels Intercessor is complete and ready to join the fight on Armageddon. Well, that's all from me. Thanks for watching this video. In the meantime, if you are looking for more tutorials, go straight to warhammercommunity.com for the latest Warhammer news and content. Thanks again for watching, see you next time, bye bye!